recording here. Okay, so we are talking about lesson recording tools for remote and blended learning. The 4 tools that I'm going to be talking about today are Zoom, Google Meet, Screencastify, and QuickTime. Now, some of these I know really well and some not as much. So I have also provided YouTube videos for you guys to hopefully help you guys navigate through them. I'm also not going to talk about every single detail about all of these programs. I'm going to basically really focus on specifically how to record for a lesson. Okay. And again, feel free to type questions in the chat if you have them. If you are watching the recorded version, obviously you can't type in the chat, but hopefully people's questions will help you out. Okay, so Zoom, as we know, we've gotten very familiar. I have honestly never ever used Zoom until all of this went down. So when we were doing the PD day, right when we went home, that was the first I'd ever used Zoom, probably a lot for you guys too. So there's a big learning curve if you're not super familiar with all of these things. I have a video here. I'm not going to show it to you. You can watch that on your own, but it is a detailed step-by-step of how to record a meeting in Zoom. And basically when we say record a meeting, that could be an actual meeting. You can record that, or you can record a lesson where it's just you in the meeting and nobody else. So you do the same thing, whether you're starting a Zoom with your class or you want to record a lesson, you just start a meeting. Okay. In the recording settings, and I'll show you in a minute how to get to that, but in your recording settings, I wanted to show you a couple things while you're in the Zoom, which not able to actually show you. It won't pop up while you're in a Zoom. At least not for you to see. I can see it, but you guys cannot. So when I am in my Zoom, I can go up to get my settings and it looks like this. Like you guys would be able to do that if you go like up to the top left, I think it is. I think it says like zoom.us or something like that. And there are some settings. And for the recording, what I do is I set it to have all the recordings go to my desktop. Zoom will automatically create a Zoom folder, but it's like somewhere in your applications and your documents, and then you got to go and search for it. I don't like that. I want them just on my desktop, but you have to change that because it's defaulted to the special Zoom folder. So where it says store my recordings at, you're going to open and you're going to choose your desktop. So all you have to do is choose desktop from the options there. Nothing else do I have checked except record a video during screen sharing. And what that means is during the screen share, you'll still see the video of me. So I like that, but if you don't want that and you just want to see your screen, all you do is uncheck that. Okay. So the most important is just telling it where to send your recordings, because then you want to be able to find them when you're done. Okay. So when you are in a meeting, you've started the meeting, and like I said, I didn't start recording this until I was ready, and we were having a little conversation ahead of time, and then you just record the bits and pieces that you want. Now you can record, you can stop the recording, stay in your meeting, you can record another recording, and when the meeting is all done, you will have, like if you stopped it and started a second time, you would have 2 videos. So you could record, like let's say you want to do your word study lessons for the week and you want to do 3 of them. You could record all 3 in the same session. If you wanted to do one, when you're done with lesson 1, you would just hit stop recording. Then you would go to start your lesson 2, you would say start recording, stop it, then go to your lesson 3 and stop that recording. Then at the end in the Zoom folder, it would do 3 separate recordings, which is really nice. that you can do that. Saying like, you know, if you're doing math lesson or something like that, and you want to just continue to record, you don't have to stop the session and start a session over. You can just record them right in there. When you go to do the lesson, it's totally up to you how you want to do it. You could share your screen only. You could do a little video introduction, whatever you want to do. If I'm doing like a word study lesson, I usually don't show my video. I just show my doc cam, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So when you want to share your screen, obviously you guys can see at the bottom of your screen right now, you can see the green, it's like a greenish arrow and it says share screen. So that's how you share your screen. What you'll get is this, this option box, and it says basic. So this is just the basic screen that comes up. It'll show you your desktop, okay? You also have, if you have a second monitor, you will see another desktop. So that's why I have two here. There's a whiteboard option, which is just kind of like the smart notebook kind of thing where you can write on it. I told the group this morning, I am not good at writing with my mouse. I'm just not. So I personally don't like that option. If you were using an iPad that has like an Apple Pencil, that might work for you to use that whiteboard. And then you can also project your iPhone or your iPad through Zoom and share that screen if you want to. It'll go through with via AirPlay, which it will, you just sync it up with your phone. There's a YouTube video on that, I'm sure. And that's actually really easy. Or you can just plug in your iPad or your iPhone to your computer and then share that screen as well. So those are kind of all the options that you have. I will tell you the doc cam is a little separate, so I'll show you that in a second here. So basically, you also, if you're showing a video, like I did a mystery science with my class a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to show the Mystery Doug video, but I wanted them to be able to hear the sound. Well, you have to choose to share your computer sound. So if you know you're going to show a video, like I would say a short one, I wouldn't do super long one, but if you want to share a video within that, you check this box that says share computer sound, or you can go up to in your Zoom menu where it says more, and there's another option there. It says share computer sound. So make sure you do that if you're showing any kind of video, either during a live Zoom or a recording. Okay. And again, that whiteboard, you can write on it and teach lessons with it. You do have to make sure the annotation setting is on, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'll go to their website and show you how that works. I'll show you all of those things there in just a moment. Lisa had a good question. So yeah, if you stop the recording and then you start it again, it will show as two separate recordings. I don't know if you can pause it and then resume it and have it be in the same recording. I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that. I just know if I go, let me see. Oh, actually, Lisa, yeah, if you go to more, I do have the option, instead of stop recording, I have pause recording. So you could do that. You could hit pause recording, then do whatever you need to do, maybe get ready for the next step, and then resume the recording, and then it would just do one video, if that makes sense. Okay, Terry, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm having a difficulty hearing you with cutting in your screen. Tree is very good, even though I have my big kind of fuzzy.
Are you able to hear me okay? Because you're very, like, it's very choppy, so I don't know if it's the network at school. You might try turning your video off, and that might give you a little better connection. So see, otherwise, if that doesn't work, try leaving the meeting and then coming back in. And that might fix that for you. Okay. So let me go show you one more thing, and then I'm going to go to the website and show you guys. So DocCam, I use it all the time in my lessons. So how you do that, when you go to your share screen, you have to click advanced. So it's under the advanced tab, and then you'll see content from second camera. And what's really cool about that, actually, let me see. I can't show you right now because I don't have a second USB available, but what happens is, and I took a little screenshot of it from yesterday when I was working with it. If you click content from second camera and you click share, you will see whatever's under your DocCam. The nice part is it has this really cool button in Zoom that I have not seen in any other program that you can use this with, but it says switch camera. So if I'm showing my DocCam, I can hit switch camera and it goes right back to me. And I can hit switch camera and it goes right back to the DocCam. So you can switch right between those views really easily and quickly. So I really like that ability to do that, that I have not seen in any other program. So again, to use your DocCam, you click share screen, make sure you're in the advanced tab, and then your content from your second camera, make sure that your document camera is on before you do this. Otherwise, you're not going to see it and you're going to be like, well, why isn't it working? Make sure it's on. Some of them automatically turn on when you plug it in, but others, like I have an iPivo, which is the brand that most Jason mostly gets, but it has a switch. My old one did not. When I plugged it in, it turned on. This one, I have to actually flip it on or leave the button on. You can easily switch with that button there. Other whiteboard options besides the one right within Zoom, let me tell you quickly about these. There's two. There's one called Canvas, and it has like a digital whiteboard. I would personally say for teaching lessons, that one's probably not the best. I have seen a couple people post videos about using it, but I don't really like it. So I would say the one on the bottom, this is called Jamboard, and I love it. I have not personally used it yet, but when I was checking out other whiteboard options, this was one of the ones. Jamboard is from Google. They actually have a board that's like a smart board. That's what they call Jamboard. And Jamboard is their like smart notebook version. So obviously it's free because it's Google. And you can do sticky notes, you can add pictures, you can share it with your students. They're all saved to your Google Drive. It's really cool. One second. Terry's still having some difficulties, so I'm trying to message her there. Okay. Like I said, Canvas seems to be more for drawing. Jamboard is more interactive. So an idea with Jamboard. Let me show you what Jamboard looks like. You can get to Jamboard if you just Google it, or you can click on, everybody calls this the little waffle because it kind of looks like a waffle. There's like the 9 little circles. And if you scroll down through there, Jamboard will be in there. And Jason actually just enabled this for us. So we didn't have it till I asked about a week ago. So Jamboard, if you click plus, it will start a new jam. And it's just a blank canvas here. And you can do all kinds of things. You can set a background. You can make lined paper, which is really cool for like the younger grades. You could do grids. okay, which is good for graphing and math. There's dots, and then there's just like some plain colors. There's black, and then just white, okay? You do have a pen. You can do different thicknesses, different colors, very simple colors, not a lot of choices. Your arrow, your select tool. Then you've got your sticky notes, okay? And then you can add a picture. And this is like a laser. So you can like, check this out, guys. Like you can draw around something and show it like that. So lots of options. One of the cool ideas for that was you could even do this live with your students. And one things that we're going to be talking about in 4th grade is biotic and abiotic factors for science. So you could have a chart, and then you could have the students, you could share this with the students through Google Classroom or however you want to, and then they would be able to interact with you. So if I've got biotic and abiotic factors, I can design that however I want to. I could, let's just make this simple. I'm just gonna draw a line across, and I would put my factors. I did notice I don't see a typing tool, so I'm not really sure exactly. I haven't figured that out yet, but we can do biotic and abiotic. And if you separate the two, then you could have students add sticky notes. So you could have examples of biotic. So the sun. And then you could talk about, well, where would that go? Would that be biotic or abiotic? And then they can drag it, they can sort it. But you can do this live through a Zoom. Students do have access to Jamboard. You can share it through Google Classroom. You could share it directly with them through email, however you want to do it. You could even put a link in the chat like this. If I wanted to do this, I copy. I would have to set my settings so you can see it, but if I share, you can actually change it so that anyone in Mommy City Schools can do it. And then if I give you this link and I go to the chat, I can even say, okay guys, go to this link. And then like you guys could click on that link, and then you would have access directly to my Jamboard, and you could start adding things. Or maybe I could say, even with younger students, if I wanted to say, okay, find a picture of abiotic factor, and then they could find a picture. You can even do a Google image search. So if I wanted the sun, I would find that, I select it, and then there it is. So it's very, very similar to like a Google Slide or a Google Doc, but it's just something a little different to do, but it is a whiteboard. So it's up to you whether you would want, it depends on your purpose. So like if you wanted each individual student to have a copy of it, you would do it that way. But if you wanted to work together and collaborate, then I would say just to give them, set it so in Google Classroom so that each student can edit. So I wouldn't give them a copy of their own if you want them to work together, okay? So that's kind of how I would do that. But Jamboard is my favorite whiteboard for that purpose. Okay, so now that we've created a lesson, what do we do with it? So you're going to go to your file of Zoom recordings, and I keep mine on my desktop, just like I told you before. And then you want to rename it. It names it some kind of crazy name. It has the date, it has all that, and that's not helpful. So I would rename it. Like if it's a word study lesson number 25. And then that way I know exactly what that video is. And then they are called .mp4 files. That's just a video type of file, and that you can upload to Google Drive, or if you have a YouTube channel, you can upload to YouTube. And I'm going to kind of talk about that just really briefly for a moment. Normally, Fairfield, Fort Miami, and Wayne Trail have YouTube blocked, but right now it's open. So any YouTube video that you share with students for the time being, I don't know how long that will be open, but they can view it. So I have not had any issues with that. I've been using YouTube the whole time. It seems to be easier only because if you're putting a Google Drive video in Google Classroom and sharing it with them, like if you don't have the sharing settings exactly right, like sometimes I'll get an email that'll say like so-and-so needs permission to view, and I swear that I set the settings correctly. So it just depends on your preference. Now you do have to have a YouTube channel created in order to upload to YouTube. But if you just go to YouTube and Google how to set up a YouTube channel, you will find it, and it's actually really easy. So once you do that and you have that, you can upload those to YouTube. And then like at the middle school and the high school, all they have to do is just share out that YouTube link and the kids can watch it no problem all the time. I think for Gateway, I don't know, you guys might have a little bit of a, I think they're, what do I want to say? It's like restricted so that it's only educational content. So don't be afraid that it's not like the whole YouTube is open to these kids. It is a little bit restricted, and it tries to make sure that they're educational videos. So other questions about Zoom specifically? Anybody else have specific questions about Zoom? Again, you literally just start a meeting just like you would, but you're going to be the only one in it, unless you're co-teaching. So like you and a co-teacher could be in a meeting together and be going back and forth and teaching a lesson together. You could do that too. And then your video will save to wherever you tell it to, whether that's your desktop or your documents, wherever it is, and then you can upload those to Google Classroom, or you can in Google Drive, or you can upload it to YouTube. The kids do not need a YouTube channel to view it. So only you, if you are uploading to YouTube, you have to have a YouTube channel to upload. Let's see. That's a good question. So Shannon asked, when I create a Zoom meeting, does it give the same link, ID, and password each time, or does it change? So if you just go and create a meeting, and you can do this multiple ways, I do suggest that you guys get the Zoom extension for Google Chrome. It's called Zoom Scheduler. And basically, it just allows you to just go to your Google Calendar and create an event on your calendar. And then there's a button that says, make it a Zoom meeting. And you can click that, and it saves a bunch of time. So you can actually click on this and click schedule a meeting. So you can schedule one, or you can even start a meeting with video on, and there you go. So if I were to start a meeting, it will create a different, let me go into my account here and show you. It actually, if you look at these meeting IDs, they're all different. I do have one where it says my class Zoom meeting that says recurring. That does not change. So I have special passwords for that, like all of these PDs, I just put Snyder PD as my password, and you can change the password or use the one that they give you. So like if I click on the one from this morning, you can see here, meeting password, I can change that in my settings. So it'll give you like a weird, crazy password, but you can go and do that in your settings. There's a ton of settings. So if you want to kind of play around with some of the things in Zoom, just go to their actual website and play around with some of these settings. And I suggest too, like I said, looking at that YouTube video about Zoom, and right now Zoom is so popular that there are so many YouTube videos you could probably watch all day and learn something new every day about Zoom. So there's also in your settings on your actual screen, there's something that says annotate. And when I have the annotate on, I can actually draw right on my screen. So if you guys can see that, I can draw and say, you know, like find the letter N, here it is. And I can draw right on the slide that I'm talking about, which is kind of cool. You can add text. You can do a spotlight. I have not played with all of these things. Let's see here if it'll let me. Oh, not right now. You can have a pointer, and the pointer will add that in there. There's some stamps. You can have little hearts. Zoom. Okay, you can do all kinds of fun stuff. A background is fun. However, I have not had any success with it. I have tried every room in my house, and my face gets blurred out and is part of the background every time. And then I go in the tech Zoom, and all the tech guys have it all working. Even my husband, who is in my house in the basement when he does it, and it works. So I don't know. I am not good luck with the virtual backgrounds, but all you do is you go up to your zoom.us and you go to preferences. And then, I don't know if you guys, can you see this setting box or not on my screen? Do you see that? Okay.
Yes.
Virtual background. And then you click on, so like watch what happens. This is crazy town. Look at it. It does not work for me. This is what I get every time. And you can click this little box to like select a different color. It doesn't work. I have no success here. No success. Like I think I'm just too neutral. Like my house is too neutral. We're all the same color. I don't know. So if you guys have good luck with it, awesome. I don't know. It doesn't work for me, and I've tried multiple times, but that is really fun. And a lot of, like, you can any picture that you have, if you download the picture, you can make that your background. So there's a lot of really cute ones out there. If you just Google Zoom backgrounds, oh my gosh, like there's so many. So unfortunately, I would like to be able to do that. Now I did try, oh no. What did I do? I made myself grass. Hold on. Oh boy. I gotta go back to none. There we go. I did put my actual, I have a green screen, just a green sheet is all it is. And when I did that, that worked. I think if you have a bunch of stuff like going on behind you, like Terry's in the classroom there, I think there's too many like objects for it to really like make a good background. But like Deb's might be good because like her background is a lot lighter than like her chair and her shirt. Like it might work. I don't know. I just have not had good success with that. Shannon says that her kids are able to do it on their iPads, but she can't do it on her laptop. So I don't know. But that is another fun, cool thing. Yep. See, Deb is gone. She disappeared. So I don't know. I think it just depends on your situation, how your setup is for that.
Deb jumped off the bridge.
She did. I know. Gosh. So funny. Okay. What's that? Yeah, it did.
Like you couldn't see me. It was like
No. Yeah. I know. So I don't know. I'm sure there's like probably a YouTube video how to get that to work best, I'm sure. So I have 3 more that I'm going to talk about, but I have 20 minutes. So here's the thing. Really, I covered a lot of the same things in talking about Zoom. So the other 3 are going to be much shorter because really we're going to do the same thing just in a couple different ways. So I'm going to talk to you about Google Meet. Google Meet is through Google. So it's not a separate, like Zoom, you have to have the separate software program to use it. Google, you do not. So Google Meet, there's several ways, actually two new ways that they have just added in the last couple weeks. One, if you've noticed in your email, I don't know if you have, but if you look at your email screen, at the bottom left, there's a new option to create a meet, to start a meet, or join a meet. So right at the bottom down here, like I have meet, and you can even see it says new. So I can start a meeting from here, or I can join a meeting. So those are right here. My favorite option is in Google Classroom. They have Google Meet, like a link right in Google Classroom. So I'll just go to one of my classrooms here. And it's actually at the top of the stream page and at the top of the classwork page, and it just says Meet. So if you click on that, this is what's really cool is like everybody's hacking the Zoom links, supposedly. I haven't experienced that, but Google Meet, it is locked in. So like if I go to my ELA homeroom, if I create a Meet, if this is just automatically created through Google, if I use this, only the students in that Google Classroom and me can be in it, and any co-teachers that I have. So nobody else can come in it. Like you can't come in it. Nick Niederhouse can't come in it. Like nobody can come in that unless I specifically share that out with them. So it's a little more locked down, which is kind of nice. Also, kids cannot get in it without you. So they can't just like go in there and hang out and do who knows what on video. At the top of the classwork, there's a Meet. So I'm going to actually start it right from here and just kind of show you what it looks like. Very similar to Zoom. All the like settings are very similar. You can share your screen. You can have a video of yourself. You can have just your screen. All of those things. And I will, because in the morning I tried to show it. My computer just like died because I'm doing too much video at the same time. So I'm going to show you for a couple seconds and then close out. But you basically just click join now. The nice part is this is more simple for kids. So like for younger kids, I feel like this is a little easier because literally these are the only two controls that they have. They can turn their video on or off. They can turn their sound on or off. You as the teacher, though, cannot mute everyone in a Google Meet. So you just have to train them. You just have to teach them. I need you to mute yourself at the beginning of our thing. If you have something to say, then you go and unmute yourself if you have a question. Lisa asked, can you assign multiple classes to the same Google Meet through Google Classroom? No. Each Google Classroom has a separate Meet code. So like if I click on my stream, you can see like AZZVV3. This is like its special Meet code. Now if I go to my science, actually I don't think I have one in there. In my social studies, I have one. It's totally different. So it just randomly creates a new one. If you wanted more than one class, you would just go separately. Like that's where I would use the email option to start a meeting and then share that link through Google Classroom. So that's what I would do if you want more than one class to join with you. Okay. Then I'm going to close out of that because it's going to die on me. I know it. So you can click any of these options. You could also just go to meet.google.com and it does the same thing. It looks like this. So Google always has like 20 ways to do one thing. I don't know why they do that, but I swear they have 20 ways to do one thing. I think they just want the easiest. So this is what Google Meet looks like, just the website all by itself. So here I could join or start a meeting. They even have like learn how to schedule a meeting right there. So you just create your own meeting. And again, you do the same thing. You share your screen. Um, you can use your dot cam. You can use just yourself. You can use just your screen. This video that I have here, I'm going to let you watch it on your own at your leisure. But this is Eric Kurtz, and if you're not following him, I highly suggest that you do. He is like the Google king. He knows all about Google stuff. And he has been really, I follow him on Twitter, and that's how I get a lot of his videos, is he will post new videos all the time. And this one was how to record a Google Meet. So he shows you how to do that in here, and he's very clear and easy to understand, and it's short. So it's not like you're going to spend an hour watching what he has to talk about. He also has a website that has really good webinars that you could do this summer. And those are like hour-long videos, but then he has like a short 3-4 question quiz. You take the quiz, and then he sends you a certificate of completion. So I like his site a lot. Once you are done recording, here's something that's different with Google Meet. It does share to Google Drive automatically. So you don't have it on your desktop or anything like that. It just saves to Google. But look at, this is a sample of one that I did. The file name is all kinds of crazy. So you want to go to it right after you're done recording and then rename it. Again, like with your lesson title or whatever you want to. But definitely rename it before you put it in Google Classroom or you share it out or anything with your students, because they will not be able to figure out what video they're trying to watch. You will see this little record button at the top of the screen while you're recording. If you want to switch to, let's say your dot cam, all you have to do is click on, there's like 3 little dots at the bottom, and you will choose your settings on the video settings, and you choose your, whatever your camera is. So like for my computer, FaceTime HD camera, that's my webcam. And then the IPVO is my dot cam. So I would choose the IPVO, and as soon as I do that, then I'll see what's in my dot cam. I can switch back and forth, not as easily as Zoom. I don't have that special little button that just says switch. I have to go back in the settings. But while you're doing that, they will not see you doing that. So you can continue to talk and click while you talk and get your next video portion to come up. So you can switch between those. What questions about Google Meet? Like I said, it's not drastically different from Zoom. It just has a couple different features that are slightly different from Zoom. I do like the integration there with Google Classroom. I think that's really neat. I tried it with my class. The sound quality for me was a lot better. I could hear them really well rather than Zoom. Zoom, I have a really hard time. There's like 2 or 3 students. I can never hear what they're saying. And I don't know why. I've kind of walked them through the sound settings. And I just couldn't get it to go. In order to enable that Google Meet, you're going to go to this little gear. That's the class settings. And then when you go, it's under General, and then it'll have Meet. And you can create, I forget what it says. I think you can create a Google Meet code and click on that, and then it will make this. And you can turn that off. Like if you don't want students to see it, but you want to have access to a Meet, like you can start it yourself, but your kids won't see it. You could turn it on and off, and whenever you need to. So if you flip it on, then they'll have that link and they'll be able to click on that. So, and then this is just like a website link. So you could share that also, with parents, and they could join too. But just know if you don't share it out, they're not going to be able to join your Meet, just your kids in that Google Classroom. Any other questions with Google Meet? Okay, I'm gonna move on. This is Screencastify. This is by far my favorite. Very similar to both Meet and Zoom, except it is not free. It is free right now, and I'll give you a code. There'll be a code. Don't worry, you can write it down, but don't stress about it. It is in the slides, so you'll be able to go back to it. You do have to download in the Chrome Web Store, and I have a link. If you just click on this icon, you can go right to it. It will put this little extension on there. So just like that Zoom extension, this is called Screencastify, and it shows up in the little bar at the top. When you are ready to record, again, I prep myself, my area, and make sure that I've got everything I need to go. I don't like to be fumbling through and trying to grab things. Like, I have everything laid out that I want. I'll have my slides up, I'll have my doc cam ready, and then I just switch between whatever view I need to switch. So this is what comes up when you click on it. If I click on Screencastify right now, I just always choose my whole desktop, because if you choose browser tab, it'll only record the tab that you're on. And I don't like that, because sometimes I like to go between tabs. So that's just what I choose. And then all you have to do is click record, and it will count down. It'll say 3, 2, 1. It'll actually have 3 little beeps, and then you'll know that it's starting to record. All you have to do when you're done, there will be a stop button at the bottom, and that's it. The really cool thing, and this is my favorite part, I kind of already went through those real quickly. You can also have your webcam on there if you want to, but you don't have to. And I'm actually going to try to show you real quickly with Screencastify. There is a nice video that walks you through the whole setup, from like going to the Google Chrome store to logging in with Google to it for the first time and going through your settings. This video walks you through all of that, so I'm not going to go into all of that. But you do have to be signed into Google Classroom. My favorite part, let me back up here. Let me show you here. When you are done, it will automatically play the video for you so that you can kind of watch it, see if you like it. And let me see if this will load for us. I use it all the time, so you're going to see like I have 1,000,001 recordings, but I use it all the time. So if I were to just open one, this is the screen that I see as soon as I'm done recording. The reason why this one is my favorite one is, one, it just plays it automatically for me. I can listen. Did I have sound? Do I like how it is? I'm going to actually pause it so it doesn't shut me down here. You can rename it easily right up here. You can move it around on your Google Drive to wherever you want. And then you can publish to YouTube, you can share to Classroom, or you can send in an email. It has so many options right here. So if I wanted to publish this one to YouTube, I literally click publish to YouTube, and then you just click publish. I've already published this one to YouTube, but once it does, you just hit copy link and you share that link out. Very, very easy. Share to Classroom, this option is really nice. This will automatically, you choose what Google Classroom you want it to go in. You can make an assignment. You can ask a question about it. You can make an announcement. You could create a material. If I wanted to create an assignment with it, I just click go, and I can create my assignment right from here, and it will put this video on that assignment. So I do like that integration of that. And you can also download it if you want to. I don't do that very often. But like if I publish to YouTube, here's the nice thing. Like this is just, excuse me, a YouTube link that I just pasted in my Google slide. So you could put your video of your lesson on your Google slide, You could put it in Google Classroom. You just have so many more options. The other option that I do like is you can put it in a Google form. So if I do a Google form, normally I don't have this option because YouTube is locked down for me, but what you can do is when you're creating your Google form, you just click this little add video icon and you paste your link of your YouTube URL. Let me try this again here. I'm going to copy my link and then I just go over to my Google form and I paste my link. There's my video. And then it is right in my Google form. I can resize it if I want to make it bigger, but then I can put my questions right in my Google form. They can play it right in here. They don't have to leave and go to YouTube. Like it will just play right in the Google form. So you can have your lesson in there and ask questions. We've done that a lot with the Positivity Project. We put a video in a Google form and then a question or two below that. So that's why I like Screencastify the most. The last option is, I already went over all of this. Multiple options to share. Like I said, Fort Miami, Fairfield, and Wayne Trail usually have YouTube blocked. So I usually do share to classroom, or I just from my Google Drive add that video is what I usually do. But lately, since YouTube is available, I do it that way because it's faster and easier. It does cost. The education discount is a rate of $29 per year, but that's not very expensive. But right now you can upgrade to that plan for free. So they have this code right here. It's cast_COVID. And I have a video here to show you how to purchase it that way for free. So, and you'll get it for a year. So from whenever you purchase it, you'll have it for a year, which is awesome. The difference between the free one only allows you to do 5 minutes per video and you're limited like so many per month. That would never work for me. So I use the unlimited one where I can record as long as I need to, and then I can make as many videos as I want to. So that's why I like that. Other questions about Screencastify specifically? The last one is QuickTime, and I'm not really going to go into depth because I have given you 2 videos about it, and they perfectly cover everything with QuickTime. I don't use QuickTime at all, but it is free and it is already on your Mac. So if you go to your, there's like a little rocket ship, it says Launchpad. If you go to that, you just go to QuickTime Player, and that's what you're going to use to record. You can record your screen, you can record yourself, you can record your doc cam, just like all the others. And so he goes into, this is, let's see how long that is. Oh, I can't tell. So his is about 12 minutes in length, but very, very detailed. He shows you his screen. He shows you exactly how to do it. And then, oops. So this first one is recording just your screen to do a lesson, to show some website, to show a Google slide, to show something on your screen. The second one that says with the webcam, this allows you to use your doc cam and record that. You can record your doc cam and your screen. You can record your doc cam just by itself. It's up to you. But the doc cam itself and video of you is going to be considered a new movie recording. And the screen itself is a new screencast or new screen recording. So you can do both. You can do one. It's all up to you. The difference with QuickTime, it saves to your computer just like Zoom. So you have to upload to Google Drive or you have to upload to YouTube in order to share it with your students. It is very fast. It's like a compressed file instead of like Screencastify. Those are it's a MP4, or actually that one starts out as a WebM. It's called WebM. It's a very large file, so it takes a long time to upload. If you use this is .mov. It's like a compressed version of the video, and it takes a lot less time to upload to YouTube. I had a lot of trouble with Screencastify when we first started all of this, and so it took me a long time to get all my videos uploaded. So I did use this like a couple times when I just couldn't get my other videos working. So it's up to you. Feel free to watch this. I'm actually going to give you guys a 1.25 credit so that you guys can spend some time watching, some of these YouTube videos if you want to, but feel free to watch those how you want. I am actually going to unmute you guys and see if you guys have any questions of anything. I know that was like speed version, but I don't want to go too much longer and take up too much of your time. So I'm just going to see what questions you guys have for me. It can be anything, from like, how do I do my lessons, or, a question specifically about how to do something. Have you guys tried to record lessons for yourselves? Oh, hold on. There we go. Have you guys tried to record any lessons in any of these ways? I see that Kari's talking, but I don't hear you. Let me double check here. There we go. Oh, yeah, I can't unmute you, Kari, unfortunately. Hold on, I'm going to stop sharing. I cannot hear any of you, and I don't know why. I can't hear any of you. It's very weird. Oh, I know. See, technology. It's not just you guys. It's me too. I don't know. You can hear each other? Well, good. Great. You guys can type it in the chat. Allison asks, how is Meet different than a Hangout? It's essentially the same thing. Hangouts has a chat feature. I think they're trying to like get rid of Hangouts. I think Meet is like the new thing. If I go to, I'll show you. If I go to Google Hangouts, let me show you. I'll share my screen again. I don't know why I can't hear you guys. It's bizarre. But this is what Google Hangouts looks like. So a little different than the Meet screen, very similar though. Like I can do a video call, I can do, you can see chats over here. I can message someone. The kids, all the students, I don't think any of the students have Google Hangouts because there were issues. So they blocked that for students, but Google Meet is available for students, just not Google Hangouts. Like we all can do a Hangout. And if I do a video call, it actually goes to Google Meet. So Google Meet is like their video option for that. So yeah. All right, let me pull up the chat again here. Any other questions? Yeah, Terry, do you have a question? I know, I can't hear you. It's so crazy. I don't want to leave the meeting. Hold on. Let me see if I can see. Yeah, my speaker's not working. I'm aware, computer. Hold on.
Time.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Third time's the charm. Okay. I don't have below my class code on my Google
Yeah.
Classroom. This is the first time I've used it, and I don't have the link to go to a Meet. Do I have to
Okay.
download that from something, or?
Let me go to a classroom. Hold on. That I know that I don't have a code yet for.
Yeah,
My other ones I
us.
already have it, so
Okay.
let me see if I can replicate that. So, okay, I'll use my student teacher's one because he's done.
Okay.
He doesn't need it. Okay, so we'll go into there and I'll go to my settings. I go to that gear and it should show. Okay, do you have Meet at all?
I don't know. I don't know that I've ever gone there, and so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, and then you just click generate Meet link.
Okay.
And then because the first time it'll have to create one for you.
All right.
So I don't know. But yeah, and then you just turn it on or off for students. But I like that. I mean, I feel like for what you want to get out of it, like kindergarten through third grade, really, that's almost easier, especially if you're using Google Classroom, like with the parents and stuff. That's really easy. There's nothing, that they have to use. I mean, you don't have the virtual backgrounds. You don't have, there's a few things you don't have. You can't mute everybody. But I think it's just really simple versus Zoom a little bit for the younger kids. My fourth graders have figured out Zoom, no problem. But like I said, there's a few, like 3 or 4, I just cannot hear them for whatever reason. Like they're talking and they're unmuted and I just can't hear them. So I'm not sure what that issue is, but any other questions or things maybe you want to share that you guys have done or tried? I asked if anybody had recorded any lessons, but I couldn't hear your response.
I have. I've used
Yeah.
Zoom and Screencastify, and I agree with you. I really like Screencastify, but I had at first major problems with.
Yes.
And now with just the time consuming, just getting it to download, upload, whatever.
Right.
But now there's one question I have. When I record a video on Screencastify, I can't just, when I hit for it to go directly to YouTube, for some reason it won't do that. And so I end up going into YouTube and I go to your videos, or no, I go to the little camera, and then I have to get it off of my drive. So I end up.
Do you wait at all, or are you trying to do it like immediately after?
Probably immediately.
Because if I'm really going, because I'll try to record several videos in a row, and if I try to go too fast, like it needs a little bit of time, like a minute or two to like process, and then you can click it. So I would maybe just try.
I'll play with it. Okay.
Wait. Looking at Deb's question, Deb, it should be. You should have gotten an email. If you signed up for that 1-year free offer. Yeah, it should be in there. So like maybe try to search your email for Screencastify. Otherwise, you can go in, if you go to Screencastify and then you should be able to view your account and see. If I go to my settings, nope, not that one, over here. Oh, my subscription. So click on my subscription and it should show you, you sign in with Google and then it will show your account. So it'll show you here, like you have 1 active license, your subscription will automatically renew on. And so it'll show you like your renew date. and it'll have here like payment history. It'll probably say like $0, I would guess. Like I said, I had already paid for mine, so actually mine expires. I should just sign up now. Maybe I'll get another year. So, yeah, that's
Thanks.
where that would be.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I signed up. I think we had an offer that Adam Shelton had
Yes.
put out there. So I think
Yep.
that's what I signed up under. But I had problems at first with it as well, and so I stopped using it. But it sounds like you guys worked through all that, and I should give it another try.
Yeah, I think it was just that first or second week of teaching that it was like, I think it was just everybody was using it. And it was, I think those companies like were not prepared for that either. And so I think their systems were bogged down a little bit, and they were overwhelmed. I know I had several, like Class Dojo had error messages for me periodically, and Google Classroom had some issues. And so I think all of it is just too many people using it, and it was overwhelmed. But I have had no problems lately using it. So
The other reason I like it is I was recording OG, so the CVC words, and I can
Yes.
see it, and it's not backwards.
yes.
I don't know if there's another way, but some of the other, like Zoom, if I were to show the CVC, it would show backwards as I'm pointing at.
Well, and you know what? In Zoom and Google Meet, it will show backwards, but when you replay it, it is correct. I don't know why it does that. But like you can see my shirt, like does this look backwards to you guys?
No,
No.
Okay, it looks backwards to me. So
I
like,
can't do that.
right. So
It says Lily Cut, doesn't it?
it's actually Red Hot Chili Peppers, but
Oh, I know that.
but it looks backwards to me. So, but you guys are seeing it correctly. So,
You have a mirror. You have-
yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's very weird. So yeah. Well, yeah, feel free to, and I know some of you guys signed up for multiple sessions, which is awesome. I was trying to shove them in right now because I know you guys are all still trying to do all these things, but I told the other group this morning that I will certainly do some sessions this summer as well, but I kind of want to wait and see like if the district has an idea of what we're doing, because that might kind of guide my help for you guys. I am doing though an Illuminate refresher because we were supposed to do one, and then I think we had a snow day or something.
Yeah.
So I am gonna do that one, and then there was something else. I wrote it down somewhere. Somebody suggested, just like using Zoom or Meet to do like a live session with your students, just like ideas and how to keep yourself organized and that kind of stuff. So I'll probably do one of those. Because honestly, you know, like the stuff I went over today, that's not necessarily just like with what we're doing now. I mean, you can record your videos all year. I'm actually going to be doing that a lot more now, I think, because it's the kids can go back and rewatch. And now that the parents know, like Google Classroom or Seesaw or whatever you're using, they're going to be more apt to, like, if you tell them, oh, we'll go in Seesaw and watch my lesson on such and such, they'll be able to help their kids at home more, I think.
I've really enjoyed video. I finally learned how to put my stories on YouTube,
Yeah.
you know, my IRAs.
Yes.
And it's real helpful at the end. Instead of them going back in and trying to look at the instruction, I'll just tell them what I want them to do.
Right.
Because they're very verbal, you know,
Yes.
listeners. And then they don't have to go, oh, this is the end of the story. That's it. You know,
Right.
no, I expect you to do
Right.
this. With your, think of
Yeah.
the 2 facts that we said about a fox, you know, or something like
Right.
give them something specific.
Mhm.
So it's been real helpful in getting some responses.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I basically create either a video, a short video of instructions, because my kids will not read it. Like if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
if I type a paragraph with even numbered steps, like they're not going to read that, but they'll watch my video. So I'm like, okay, I'll create a video that explains what to do. I also have been doing where, I don't know if you guys knew you could do this, but you can actually add audio to a slide. Let me see if I can show you. So in Google Slides, you can use the one website I've been using is called Vocaroo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but you can record audio, just audio. And then, so you could, like, I like to use it. We were doing a unit on poetry. So instead of recording a video, I just had slides, and then I did little snippets of me reading the poetry and then asking them a question, but it was just audio. I didn't have a video. So they could click on that, but I like that for the kids who can't read or don't read well,
Right.
or ESL kids. I can read the directions to them and get a lot of those IEP goals and things covered that way, rather than a lot of other ways that seem a little more difficult. So I just record it here, and then you just literally click download, and then let me show you how it actually works. Let's see if this is how I set up my Google Classroom. I have topics, like you can see all the way down on the left. I just do it by week. I just found that that's the easiest way for me. Let me see. I think I did one on here. So if I have a slideshow, you can literally click insert at the top, and it'll say audio. Let me see if it'll load. I'm really taxing my computer today with all of the graphics and videos and things. So here's an example. Like if I wanted to read this aloud for them to hear, I would insert audio, and then I'll just pretend I already have it recorded, but Google already, it knows, like if I click on recent, it will only search for audio files. So like maybe these are all of mine. I'll just pick a random one. So maybe I have this here. I just select it, and what it does, it puts this little speaker icon on the page.
Oh.
And then I just tell the kids in my instructions, click on the speaker, and then they can hear me. So, well, it's really nice. I like that that feature. So that's how to add audio. But yeah, so there's tons of different ways to set up your lessons.